Alles, was zwischen diesen
What
beiden
happens between those two breaths. And everything that's happening between two types of breaths, and
unser ganzes Leben auf Erden,
that's our life on earth. Our whole life on earth
alles Leben auf Erden befindet sich genau diesen zwei Arten.
all of our life on earth is existing between those two types of breaths.
So kurz,
Subhanallah.
so bündig,
So short,
so kurz und
yes, and so compound.
deshalb, wir bitten unseren Herrn,
Short and compound.
dass unser Atem,
And that is why we ask our Lord
der Atem, den wir
that He
einatmen,
shall,
von ihm ist,
that our breaths,
und den wir ausatmen,
the one that we take in is from Him, and the one we breathe out is from Him as well.
alles, was wir machen, von ihm. Alles,
Everything that, and that shall, everything that we do shall be from Him, and everything
und
that
nichts,
shall be for Him,
was von uns
that we do.
herausgeht, von uns.
and nothing that comes out of us shall be from us.
Wir leben und schlafen und stehen wieder auf.
All you people, we
Wir
live,
stehen auf und
we
leben
live
und
and we
schlafen.
sleep, and then we get up,
Weißt du, was für ein
we get
Leben?
up, and then we go back to bed.
Ein Hundeleben steht. Das ist kein Hundeleben.
What life is that?
Du solltest dieses Leben nicht zu
A dog's
einem
life,
Hundeleben
Sheikh.
machen.
That's not a dog's life. You shouldn't
Ja,
let
Hunde
that life
leben auch so.
turn into a dog's
Wir
life.
stehen auf, wir legen sich
Yes, dogs
schlafen. Wir
live
legen sich
that
schlafen,
way as
wir
well.
stehen auf.
They get up, and then
Alles
they lay down.
in dieser
They lay down to
Existenz
sleep, and then they get up.
steht auf,
Everything
legt sich wieder hin.
in this existence is
Aufstehen,
getting up,
hinlegen.
and then is
Aufstehen,
laying down.
hinlegen,
to sleep.
aufstehen.
Getting up, laying down. Getting up, lying down. Laying down, getting up. Is all your life has got only that meaning? What meaning does life have? It's without meaning. No, it's not what it is. It has to have a meaning. There's nothing without meaning. There are those who are meaning losers, losers of meaning. The Lord gives a meaning to our life, and because of that meaning, of that purpose, He's giving us life. And it is on us, and we are the one who are the losers. We lose that meaning of life, that purpose of life. And then Sheikh, and we get to you. Sheikh, my life's got no meaning. Then find that meaning again and what it is, and then you have a life again. There is no life with no meaning. Allah gave us a meaningful life, which means a life full of meaning. But if we have lost the meaning of life, the purpose of life, then we don't know where to go. And then they say about us, that's someone who lost their path, that lost their way, that has lost their orientation, someone who lost the sense of orientation. Even animals have a sense of orientation. My brother, is there an animal that has no sense of direction? Allah gave those animals a sensor of direction. Every animal has a sensor. The scientists say they have sensors. And I ask, where's your sensor? And you say everything's been created, but there's no God? There is no God. So where's the creature? He is a creature, so where's God, I say? Ants. Every day they leave their holes. And each of them into a different direction. And how beautifully they walk, like in a zigzag, like in their movements. And no model in this world can walk like that, just like the ants do, in a zigzag. They walk through the desert, and sometimes they say about 200 kilometers, and they're going back and fro. It's an equivalent. In the desert is known for its no sense of direction, if there weren't the sun, the moon, and the stars. This ant always find their way back to the holes. There are no tables and no signs. You human with a mind lose your way with the tables and signs, lose your way. These animals. So how can it be? Animals with no minds. And the people say, animals have senses, Sheikh. They don't need any mind. They have senses. And you have got a mind and no senses, I say. Because you've got a mind, you have no senses? The animals, they don't have senses. That's a lie, my brother. What you've learned in school, don't pass it on. That's a lie. The animals are being led, guided. Not depending by chance or through pure luck and going like and then they go. No. Allah says in the Holy Quran, do you really think you are without any guidance? Do you really think you have no Lord? That you're just all on your own? No, he says. When Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam when he had to do hijrah, so when he was from Mecca to Medina, he had to go into exile. And the people of the city of Medina, everyone wanted to welcome him to their own house. Because it's such a great honor. Mecca chased him out of, and Medina heartfelt welcomed him. And everyone was crying to him, "Oh Muhammad, be my guest in my house." And the other one cried, "Oh Muhammad, be the Lord of my house. Come to me." And from all sides we heard their pleas to come to their respected house. And Sayyidina Muhammad, the Lord of mercy, the Lord of goodness, and the Lord of love. He didn't want to disappoint anyone, break their hearts, and said, "Oh, you people, I thank you so much. Such a heartfelt welcome. But it's not on me to make that decision. Because if I'm going to decide, some are going to be happy and others are not going to be happy. I'm going to be sad instead. I'm being disappointed. That's why my pet, my camel shall make that decision for me. And nobody had any impact. Impact? Not impact. Objection. Nobody had any objection. Well, it's fine. And the camel is going to decide for it. And if Sayyidina Muhammad would have decided, then it would be unfair, unjust, and everybody else would be disappointed. But if the camel is deciding, nobody's being disappointed. Look, what a logic behind that. What a mind. What a great sense of... And people have emotions. Emotions have no mind. And there is no mind behind it. So everybody was anonymously okay with that and said yes. That's a good decision. So well, then my camel, Sayyidina Muhammad said, go on and move. And the camel was trotting as the Prophet left his reign and was walking on. And from door to door it went. And each of them said, oh, you camel, I'm going to feed you better than the other one. Please stay in front of my house. And the camel was with an pretty funny kind of gal, and he did as if he was going from door to door, and every time he lay down to rest, so that every one of them who belonged to that house were happy, and it was like, yes, please don't get up. But it got up again, and it did that with everyone he did that made a short rest. That's not written in the books. That's a live connection. I'm listening with you together for the first time. And our Grand Sheikh says, nobody knows that. But the camel was resting in front of every doorstep. That's justice of Allah, of the Lord. That's mercy of God, of Allah. That's the mercy of the Prophet and mercy and love of the Prophet. And nobody understood and saw that. And they said, the camel is just playing with it. No, it was resting, and then it got up and it went on. And then on that, it had a soul, went around the whole city, and then it got... So what was the reason that it was resting in front of everyone's house, each and everyone's? Our brother knows it, but he doesn't tell them. So that nobody else is going to think he knows, but nobody else. He's understood it, and I didn't. So he doesn't want to make them lose faith. That was the mercy of the Prophet, and not that of the camel. That everybody got the honor. So with every time... So the camel was standing in front of all the house. So everybody in that house got the honor and the blessings because he was in front of the house. And every house in the city got that blessing. And in the presence of the Lord, there is no long or short time. There is no time. There is only the being now. There is no time. It's gone. Only the honor. And with everyone, because everybody was wishing for them that the Prophet is with them and gives their house that honor. And through that camel, Sayyidina Muhammad gave every house that honor. And then eventually, after some, he got to his destination, lay down, and he was kneeling down, and everything was really, and then never got up again, which was its final decision. That's his resting place. May his shafaat and himmet be with us. His Mikam is in Istanbul, mashallah, from Ayub Sultan. And he was staying there For months he stayed at his place, in that house. And they asked him later, "Your brother, oh Muhammad, can't you sell us your camel?" Everybody wanted to have his camel. "My camel is cannot be paid, cannot be bought, because everybody's got a price, oh Muhammad. But my camel doesn't have any." "Why not?" "Because I was sitting on it. It was me who was sitting on it, so it's cannot be bought. You cannot pay for it." "Oh Muhammad, then please tell us, what such a smart animal is that? Camel is that? But how? And how did he decide to go to Abu Saleh to stay at his place?" "Oh, my brothers," he said, "do you really think that the camel made that decision? That his senses did that?" The camel. For our hours, it looked like that Sayyidina Muhammad left his reign like that, as he did. But who took the reins instead? That question nobody asked. There's nothing in existence that is without any reins. You act as if you're without reins, but in everything in existence, atom, electron, proton, everything, every human and every creature has a rein attached to them. And Allah says in the Quran, and we caught them. How do you say that? We have them, every forehead is in our grasp. Nobody can move. Nobody can leave. It's tight in our grasp. And he said that very openly in the Quran. What means for us, we've got a rein and he's got the reins in his hands. He leaves it loose, and we think we can act without reins, just like an animal, that you leave some reins and then leave it loose, and suddenly give a loose rein, and it thinks, "Oh, I'm free. I've got no chains attached no more. I can walk wherever I want to go." Until they suddenly, boom, they fall into their nose, because there's no room anymore, nothing, no space left in the reins. And then suddenly it stretches, boom, and then it falls down again. Because you walk too fast, and then you pull at the reins, you're going to fall over again. But if you think that you are without any reins, that you're free, and you have no Lord, you have no guidance, no. Everything in existence has a guide, and you are being guided. "Oh, my brothers," he said, Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, "do you really think my camel decided that on his own, where it's supposed to sit down? No. But you left them go. We saw it with our own eyes. And he was trotting on. Yes. If I let go of the reins, if someone loses that rein, shortly someone else is going to take over those reins. And that's the law of life. If you want to lose a house, you sell it. So where do you go to the house where you sell and buy? Someone who is selling houses, where you sign a contract, so contractor. So there's a house from the government, and the people, the officials over there, they sell and buy, and you can sign a lease over to someone else. And I say, and if I see something, I say, Just like Yunus Emre said,
O du, der Herr des Besitzers, wer ist der Erstbesitzer?
O you, the Lord of the owner, who's the first owner? You claim to be the owner of the ownership, but who is the first owner? Because after some time it's going to be exchanged, and it's exchanging constantly as the ownership is exchanging its owner. So who is the true and first owner of it all? And so when you go to those selling and notaries, and someone is giving it away and the other one is taking it in exchange, but nothing is without any owner and no Lord. The ruins, Michael says, what about those? And the wreckages. Do you really think they are without any lords and they're just laying there to be going to rot? Well, they've got also an owner, the one who's nobody owns the property in the Amazon areas, in the jungle, the old ruins. If that ruins or wreckage doesn't have any human owner anymore, then some invisible things are going to come and take over the ownership, and then and they say this house is full of ghosts and demons. If you don't take it over, someone else is going to take it over, but nothing is without any owner. Oh, my brothers, do you really think my camel was going on all by its own and was like saying, "Eene, meene, mine, moo," and it's on you? No. I gave the reins to Archangel Gabriel. Not Michael, Gabriel. And Gabriel come and took over the reins. All you saw that I let go of the reins, and you saw them dangling down, but the hand that was at the reins that you didn't see, and the one that is walking in front of the camel that was leading, that was the Archangel Gabriel. He took over the reins, and it was him, so that for the blessings, he led the animal to each house, and then and then he led it eventually to the house that was destined to be like in pre-eternity, and that he will stay there, and as it was decided already in pre-eternity. Oh, my brothers, and you're just like that. If you let go of the reins of your ego and don't hold them tight and grasp tight to them, then the reins of your ego, and your animal, another hand's going to take over, and that is Satan. And if you really don't want to hold on to the reins, then hand them over to someone who's going to lead you well, and to the hands of God, to the friends of God, as I did myself, and to the hands of the angel, so that you'll be guided well and right. If you say, I don't want to have any responsibility, I don't want to decide by myself, then give those responsibilities into the right hands. Those are hands of wisdom. I, the prophet of the Lord, if I let go of the reins, I only let go of those reins because the hand of God is taking over. Only if the hand of God is taking over, I'm going to let go of the reins. Otherwise, no. I won't let Shaitan get any chance to take over the reins. It's tight. If I'm going to lose any rein, let go. Only I'm giving it over into the hands of God and trust them into His hands. What a story. This is the first time I heard it myself. The story of the camel, which was that was being said of the camel of the prophet. And may that camel also be blessed. And this camel is also got permission to make shafat and advocate for us. And don't think it's only an animal. An animal with no mind and cannot make any advocation for you. You are also an animal, my brother, but you shall turn into a special animal. And then you can also advocate for us. And may you turn into a special animal, as we are animals still that can't talk. In Arabic language, the animal that's talking, they say about us in Arabic. Our spiritual title is in the world of angels, as long as we haven't turned into a special animal. We are an animal that turned into a human, not just like as they said. We turned, not like Darwin said, we turned from animals to humans. And then you're not a hyponetic, you are the human of creation, with wisdom. If not with wisdom, but from the source of wisdom, you are still on the level of animal. May Allah guide us, inshallah. And that is why each breath we take, all breaths be from Him and for Him, and not from us, ourselves. May they be in His name, and this life between those two breaths, inhale and exhale, our life, that is existing in these two intakes, may it be 70, 80 years, 100 years, or longer years, they're all between these limits. They are in there. It's not unlimited, it's limited. And it's all in between, but it's so, and only through Allah's wisdom and mercy. And that's been created in a way that we don't see it ourselves. But in reality, there's only one breath. If we exhale, we are gone. In reality. In, out. The different one is just a way of perception. Every human has only 24,000 exhales. Every human. 24,000 inhales. Footballers don't because you lose them too much because they run so fast. And then they waste their exhales so much more, and their breath, and they spend too much. But in truth, there's only that's the arch breath, and then you're gone again, from Him to Him. Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. From Him we come, and to Him we go back. The breath is coming from Him and is going back to Him. And our life, our novel of life, like the pages that been read through that's between those two, breath in and breath out, has been read so fast that you can't even see it. And your novel has been read. And the question is now, so did your life turn into a bestseller? Or from the saints, yes. From the prophets, yes. That is their room, their noble. So are you on the top or are you flopping?
Ja, voor heute. Der Verstand hat, sagt für die Ewigkeit. Wenn ich